Afternoon, everyone. I hope all is well. I would like to share a message with you that the Lord revealed to me. I call it How to Get Out of a Difficult Situation. All right. So we're going to look at the book of Jonah, chapter 2, verse 9 and 10. It says, "But I will sacrifice to you with the voice of thanksgiving. I will pay what I have vowed. Salvation is of the Lord." So the Lord spoke to the fish, and it vomited Jonah onto dry land. Now, Jonah was swallowed by a big fish. He was in the belly of the fish. He was in a difficult situation, and he wanted to get out. So he offered a sacrifice of thanksgiving to God, and God released him. I also want us to look at the book of Acts, chapter 16, from verse 24 to verse 26. It says, "Having received such a charge, he put them into the inner prison and fastened their feet with the stocks. But at midnight, Paul and Silas were praying and singing hymns to God, and the prisoners were listening to them. Suddenly there was a great earthquake, so that the foundations of the prison were shaken, and immediately all the doors were opened, and everyone's chains were loosed." So again, we see that in this particular instance, we see that Paul and Silas were in the inner prison, which is worse than a normal prison. And instead of being frustrated or angry, they prayed and sang hymns to God. And because of that, God released them. So this is how you get out of a difficult situation. You offer a sacrifice of thanksgiving to God. And I also want us to look at Hebrews chapter 13. Hebrews chapter 13, verse 15. Alright, it says, "Therefore, by him let us continually offer the sacrifice of praise to God, that is, the fruit of our lips, giving thanks to his name." And this verse gives reference to Leviticus chapter 7, verse 12. Now it says, now I'm going to read verse 11 first, then verse 12. It says, "This is the law of the sacrifice of peace offerings, which he shall offer to the Lord. If he offers it with a thanksgiving, then he shall offer with the sacrifice of thanksgiving unleavened cakes mixed with oil, unleavened wafers anointed with oil, or cakes of blended flour mixed with oil." Now, in the Old Testament, when they were still under the law, when they were offering a sacrifice of thanksgiving, they had to add these additions, which we just read. Now, because we are no longer under law but under grace, we don't have to add these additions. We can just offer the sacrifice of thanksgiving to God with our mouth, with our lips, by our words, when we sing to God, when we give him thanks, praise and worship, singing hymns, praying. That is how we offer our sacrifice of thanksgiving to God now in today's time. So also take note with the situation of Jonah, that was in the Old Testament, and the situation of Paul and Silas, that was in the New Testament. So two different scenarios, two different situations, two different times, but they applied the same method, and it worked for them, and it still works for us today. So that is how you get out of a difficult situation, by offering a sacrifice of thanksgiving to God. And this is what I wanted to share with you. I want to encourage us when we are in a difficult or tough situation. Let us offer a sacrifice of thanksgiving to God so that we can get out of the situation by God's grace, because He will release us from that tough and difficult situation. That is what I wanted to share with you. I want to thank you so much for taking the time to watch my video. Until next time, stay hopeful, stay faithful, stay peaceful. I love you, and God bless you.